Hi guys, welcome to another tutorial on IT.tutorials. I am Josef Bodnar. I'm continuing the series of Java tutorials on IT.tutorials. This Java tutorial has the goal to talk about Java typecasting. I'm again here on this website W3 Schools, where you can find detailed information about Java typecasting and also examples, as you can see. So in Java we have two big typecasting, namely widening casting and narrowing casting. Regard to widening casting, this is an implicitly casting which is done by Java compiler. So the widening conversion will be done automatically by Java compiler, because the conversion is done from a smaller type to a larger type size. And here we have these arrows which shows us the direction of this casting. So if you do a conversion, you want to do a conversion from byte to short, from short to char, or you can do from short to double, from int to float. All these widening conversion will be done automatically, implicitly by Java compiler. You don't need to do anything else at all. Yeah, but we have another Java typecasting. It is this narrowing casting, which we have to use manually a cast operator, because this conversion is done from a larger type to a smaller size type, and that's why we have to insert in our Java code manually a cast operator. And here these arrows also shows us the direction of this type of narrowing casting. If you do a conversion from double to float, from float to long, so from float to byte, from int to short, for example. This is the case of narrowing casting, and you have to use manually a cast operator inside your Java code to convert a larger type to a smaller size type. Otherwise you will receive errors in your code. For example, here, if you want to do a conversion from double to int, you have to use the int cast operator. Yeah, so you have to convert actually the double to int. Also, in this case of narrowing casting, you have to use the cast operator of the smaller size type. Yeah, so let's go inside the IntelliJ IDE to do some example. In this way you will understand better how this Java typecasting works actually. So I'm going to declare here an init variable. I'm going to name it A, and I'm going to put a I capital letter, meaning this is a integer variable, and here I'm going to initialize this variable with this value 30. On the other line I'm going to declare a long variable, and I'm going to name it B and capital L, meaning this is a long variable, and I'm going to assign this long variable with a value of an integer variable. So I'm going to write here the integer variable. As you can see, we don't receive errors. Why? Because now we have the widening casting case. So here it is done automatically, conversion by Java compiler from a smaller type, which is this int or integer type, to a larger type, which is this long variable type. So actually the Java compiler will convert the int type which is represented on 32 bits to long, which is represented on 64 bits in memory. So let's use this system .out.print line statement to display in console the value of long variable. Yeah, semicolon. Now I'm going to run this up. Here you go. Yeah, here I have to write I. Okay, let's run this again. Okay, here you go. Here is this value 30 displayed in console, and actually this value is now a longer value because on this line actually the Java compiler will convert the value of this integer variable to long. As you can see, this works. This is the implicitly or widening conversion, which is done from a smaller type to a larger type size. The things are the same if we do a conversion from float to double, because it's the same widening casting, because the conversion is done from a smaller type to a larger type size. So let's declare here a float variable. I'm going to name it C and capital F, meaning float variable, and here I'm going to write like 466 and F semicolon, and here let's write a double variable D and capital D, meaning double equal with the value of this float variable. Yeah, as you can see, we don't receive errors because we have the same widening casting. The float is a smaller type than the double, so this conversion is done automatically by Java compiler from a float to double. Let's change here the name of this variable. Let's write the name of double variable and let's run this up. As you can see, we receive the result, no errors, because we have the widening casting, which is done automatically by Java compiler. But what if here I'm going to assign this integer variable with this double variable? In this case, I receive errors. Why I receive errors? Because the double variable is a larger type than integer variable, than an int variable. And in this case, we have to do a narrowing casting, which we have to do manually. In this case, the Java compiler will not make a automatic conversion. We have to do this manually inside here in our code. Also, IntelliJ IDE display this notification, so we required init type. So the IntelliJ shows us we have to do a cast because the required type is init and we provided double. Yeah, or you go here on this red bulb, click on this arrow and click on this cast to init, and here the IntelliJ will insert this cast operator init, because we do a conversion from a larger type to a smaller type. And now this will all work. As you can see, the errors disappeared. Let's write here the init variable. Yeah, and I'm going to run this. As you can see, the application is executed without problems because the errors disappeared by using this init cast operator. You can do this manually if you want, if you like. Yeah, parentheses and write init cast operator inside the parentheses. Yeah, all right. So this is the narrowing conversion. So always you have to write the cast operator of the smaller type. All right. So let's see how this works. If we are going to use expression and another variable will store the result of the expression. Let me to declare this double variable. I'm going to name it result. Yeah, and here, okay, and this result, let's write here this variable IE plus the long variable and plus the float variable. Yeah, okay, as you can see, we don't receive errors. Why? Because it's the same case like widening casting, because all these variables situated on the right side, which is part of this expression, are smaller type than the variable which will store the result of this expression, which is double. This result variable is double, as you can see. It was declared on this line 11, and that's why we don't have errors, because this is a widening conversion which will be done automatically by Java compiler. Let's write this result variable, and let's run this example. Here you go, this is the result. So is executed this expression by Java automatically, because the conversion is done automatically by Java. Alright, what if we add here the double variable as well, this DD with the capital here. As you can see, we don't receive errors. This will be executed also, because these two double variables are the same. They are situated on the same level. Alright, okay, but what if let's leave this double variable here, and what if we remove this init variable from here, and let's this init variable to store the result of this expression. Let's see what is going to happen. And here let's write AI variable to display the result. As you can see, we received errors, because as you can see here in this IntelliJ IDE notification, we provided double. So because we have here long, float and double, and the result of this expression will be the largest type what we have here in expression. The largest type is double, so the result will be double of this expression. But on the left side we have an init type which is smaller, so we have here a narrowing conversion which is not done automatically by Java compiler. So in this case we have to insert manually a cast operator, which should be an init. Why init? Because this variable, which is going to store the result of this expression, situated here on the left side, is init. Yeah, that's why. So click on this arrow by this red bulb and click on cast to into, and here you go. Now the error disappeared, and because we insert this cast operator init in the front of this expression. So let's run now this up. As you can see, the result 51 is displayed in a console, and now this works because we have done the narrowing conversion, or the explicitly conversion, using this init cast operator, which was inserted manually by us here inside the code in front of this expression. So that's all for today regard to Java type casting or Java type conversion. You have to bear in your mind that Java has two big type casting, namely widening casting, which is done automatically by Java compiler, because it's a conversion from a smaller type to a larger type. And the another type is the narrowing casting, or the explicit casting, which we have to do manually by inserting a cast operator in front of the larger variable, because the conversion is done from a larger type to a smaller type. Thank you for watching this video tutorial. See you next time. Bye bye.